Hello and welcome back to Factorio PyBlock. In the interim, while you've been away, I have been expanding the factory a little bit. Let's just walk over here, see if we can see. So I've started a third mushroom stack. So we're producing mushrooms at an okay speed now. We are keeping our 4 smelters running pretty constantly, which is great. I now have over 1,000 iron. That sounds wonderful, and I'm not complaining. The issue is that my factory is limited by copper, not by iron. So here we are. I have 52 copper plate. Everything requires copper. So if I want to make a transport belt, that requires 0.7 of a copper plate. If I want to make an arm, that's 1.5 copper plate. So the growth of my factory is totally limited by the rate of copper production. And the rate of copper production is limited by this machine here. It's slightly limited by fueling this machine here. But that's a different story. Actually, let's put down a second box. Let's just see if we can... Yep, we're just going to burn some of the copper we don't have. Okay, so if I take this... Good, let's put that in there. Okay, so we're slightly limited by power production rate, but to be honest, we are burning the ash pretty much at the speed it is making. Let's go to the production stats. So all time. Oh, 1,000 hours, 10 hours, 50 hours. You can see we've had in-game time of nearly 18 hours. So let's go to the 10-hour graph. You can see our mushroom production has been slowly ramping up. There you are. And it is being consumed at almost the rate it is being produced. So 211 a minute production, 210, 209 consumption. That's the same, isn't it? Spores, we'll ignore that. Then ash, because this is the thing that allows me to make copper. So let's also look at copper ore and copper plate. Part of the problem is that for each copper plate, I need 8 units of copper ore. And for each unit of copper ore, I need some units of soot. So there's... And then the soot comes from the ash. So there's just a vast compression down from a lot of ash to very few copper plates. But you can see the ash production has been going up, which, given that I have added 0 extra machines which produce ash, basically means that those machines are running more consistently. Okay, so overall we've been producing 4 copper a minute. If I go down to the last hour, yeah, so we've produced 1.7 copper plate per minute on average, which is awful, right? It's absolutely terrible. Beyond that, I don't think there's much to show in the production tabs. Okay, anyway, we have started this third stack of mushrooms. We're doing essentially the same thing of using a filtered arm to put it on this belt. Yeah, and that's where we're up to. So, what are we going to do today? We are going to do some research. There we go. And it is the coal processing 1 research. When I queued up the researches, coal processing was behind glass, but I had a look through what I can do with glass, and the answer is not much. Whereas the coal processing, I think it gives me some interesting tech. So let's speed up, because my time is valuable and so is yours. So we're just going to speed up through this research. The research takes so long, and in the meantime I'm just going to collect the ash out of these machines. Let's take it from there and there also. And then I can distribute this ash into those empty boxes. Okay, we're still only halfway through the research, and I can't afford to make a second research server. So this is, yeah, there's in practice not a lot of things I can do. I've been on the Discord channel and had a chat with the PyBlock people, and they're aware that the early game is a bit of a mess. They assure me that it becomes much better later on. Oh, that's too much stone. Right, let's get rid of some of that stone. Can I make... Yeah. I thought I would just make some landfill while I was waiting. There we go. Okay. So we've unlocked a tech. Oh, we've got loads of new things. So let's go through all the new things. We have a gas vent. So this is for getting rid of gases, obviously. So the game lets us burn off excess gases, which is useful. I'm armed with a big mug of tea. It's very sugary and quite milky today. Alright, then we have just a ton of things under here. So let's have a look what these are. Okay, so I think this is the tailing pond. So this is the... this lets us get rid of stuff. Tailing pond stores liquids and causes lots of pollution by venting gases. You may need a pump to take out the fluids. Okay, whatever. Then we have a high pressure furnace. Okay, so very expensive on copper. Cook and burn ingredients in a sealed chamber with inert gas. I'm assuming that there's some issue why some processes which take part in this that the stone furnaces can't do. Then we have destructive distillation column Mark 1. Decompose unprocessed materials by heating to a high temperature. That looks fun. And then we already have the soil extractor and the wood processing unit. And we have limestone. Okay, so this takes water, uses a soil extractor, produces limestone. Then we have these recipes. So this is raw coal, so 10 raw coal into 3 coal. And then we get some gas and some iron oxide. Now this is a really bad choice from the point of view of the energy of the solids. So coal is 4 units of energy and raw coal is 3. But obviously 4 to 3 is not going to balance out by the 10 to 3. So this is something we're going to use to make the byproducts, the coal gas and the tar, I guess. Then we have this one, which is coal into coke. And it sounds like we need coke for one of the furnaces. Again, that takes 10 coal, produces 6 coke. And I'm guessing that the coke doesn't have a good enough energy value to offset turning it into coke from coal for general burning, but we'll check that. Then we have wood into coal. Now that sounds much better. If we have some way of making wood, then turning it into coal, so 10 wood into 10 coal, wood is 2 kilojoules per unit and coal is 4, so that's a doubling. So that's definitely worth doing. But I think that's one of the recipes we started with. And then this is 20 coke, burning it into coal coal gas and tar. So it looks like if we want to, we can do this whole process from raw coal to coke in 3 distilleries, and that would totally process everything into the fluids. Okay, so this is a thing, right? At the moment, do I have a use for any of these things? Well, I think we need to look at the calorific power of coke. Also, is there anything we can do with the coal gas and the tar? I mean, it would be nice to burn it, wouldn't it? But I don't know if we have the option. Okay, then here, what do we have? Okay, we have carbon dioxide, which we make from coke. So that's a new gas to work with. And we have 17. So iron oxide we can now turn into iron plate. So that's a 2 to 1. So 20 iron oxide into 10 plate can be done in any of the furnaces. So that's nice, isn't it? I think we'll look, we have 132. So we can make lots of iron plate from this if we want to. we have plenty of iron plate from other sources, so it's a good way to get rid of the iron oxide byproduct, but at the moment it isn't in itself a useful thing. Okay, let's grab this ash and put it there. We have nearly run out of ash, which means we have nearly run out of, and this is a rather scary thing to say, we have nearly run out of copper, because when we run out of ash, we run out of the ability to make copper. Okay, so let's have a look at words. Let's have a look at coal into charcoal, because that seems to be what they're encouraging us towards. Sorry, to coke. Yeah, coal into coke. That seems to be what the plan is, to push us into this coal coke, making the coal gas and tar list. Okay, so let's have a look at coke in the item browser. Okay, so this is 5 megajoules fuel. So we need to look at whether we're going to manage to get ourselves anywhere close to being power positive on making coke. Alright, it's an ingredient in carbon dioxide and coal gas, and that's it for now. Okay. The other thing we should look at is limestone, because we've unlocked the ability to make limestone, but is there anything at the moment we can use it for? No. Okay, so we've unlocked a product which we can't use. Coal gas. Okay, so there's these various recipes for making it. Okay, and this is it has a fuel value, so we can burn it, but I have no idea if we can burn it to make electricity. Burnt in glassworks, smelter mark 1, oil burner. Okay, so this may be a way to solve our immediate electricity problems. Okay, so this is unlocked by oil industry stage 1. Oh, that's that requires us to get to our second tech pack, so that's not happening anytime soon. All right. So it looks like this is just a prerequisite for the glassworks. Okay, so it looks like we are being pushed towards the glassworks tech. Alright, and that has no prerequisites. So let's reorder these. So we're going to have a look at this. This is 20 units of research. Can we handcraft 20 units of research? We can currently handcraft 0 because it requires ash. Okay. And do we have any ash here? Yep. So I'm pretty sure that is 20 crafts. And we are almost out of ash. I did not think I would see this day, but we are nearly out of ash, which means we're nearly out of copper. So we're going to have to be really quite careful in how you do our copper from now on, because I don't want to kill the game a second time. Once is unfortunate, twice is careless. Okay, let's speed this up because we'll put it in the lab as we craft it. I don't feel bad about this. If we didn't do it this way, then I would be I would literally have played this game for like two waking days to get to this point, which is, yeah, It's not the way I want to be spending my life, and it's not interesting for you to watch. Alright, so we're doing this. The factory is basically running. This belt is... We're almost at saturation for this belt, which is a nice place to be. Okay, so in a moment, Glassworks is halfway through. I'm going to take all of this and I'm going to boost it into here. Just in a vain hope to keep this boiler running a bit better. The burner inserters swing so slowly and the fuel has so little calorific value that I just can't keep this little boiler running at full speed. Okay, so we are there. We've unlocked Glassworks. So let's have a look. This gives us a new building, the Glassworks, okay, which requires 70 units of copper. Good luck getting that. And then we have this recipe here, quartz from sand. Okay, so that's kind of nice, isn't it? And this happens in an automated screener Mark 0. We have this thing here, which is the automated screener Mark 0. Okay, so this looks like a thing. So we can make some quartz. And then we have some more, we have some new processes. So we turn 6 quartz into 10 molten glass. Then we turn 50 molten glass into 5 glass, or glass sheets, I guess. And we do that in a Glassworks. Okay, but do we have anything we can use the glass for? So let's have a look in the recipe book. Okay, so I'm looking for the glass here. Okay, so we have a recipe to produce it, and it's an ingredient in nothing we've unlocked. So again, we have unlocked a technology that gives us things, and we can't do anything with the things. Let's switch this back to making copper, because I think we've run out of ash. We may as well turn everything into copper. All right, what to do next? So, seaweed. Is this something we want to do? I think botany is what we want to do. Okay, and hopefully this gives us something. This gives us the botanical nursery. Okay. And this, sorry, that tech, let's count up. It needs 22 science packs. And how many can I craft? So I've done 7. That would be 15 left. And I don't have the planter boxes because I don't have the bricks. Okay. So now I have 10 left. 9. And it's copper. So again, we are in a world where everything stops because of copper. Okay. So I guess this is just the world we live in. I will be back after we have ground this part of the research, and we will go through what text it has unlocked. And we're back, so we should just be finishing off the... There we are. Should be finishing off the last tech. There we are. So we have unlocked botany. So what's this done for us? So nothing here. It's all under the alien life. We have a botanical nursery, which requires an ungodly quantity of copper, 83.2 copper plates. Okay, but the nursery, a place to grow alien photosynthetic life. I have a doctorate in biology and I couldn't say photosynthesis. Still can't say photosynthesis. Yeah, words. Good grief. Anyway, so we now can make a botanical nursery. entertaining. We need a bunch of things for it, all of which require lots of copper. But the botanical nursery should allow us to grow trees. Is that how it works? So let's see. We have a seaweed recipe, a moss recipe, a soil washing recipe, and a sap stage 1 recipe. Okay, so this lets us make sap in a production loop. We can make seaweed in a seaweed loop. How much seaweed do I still have? Plenty, so that's not an immediate issue. The soil washing we've established before makes lots of this muddy sludge. And the muddy sludge is no doubt useful for things later on, but right now is not useful to us. Okay, we have this placeholder tech to make native flora. But it's not clear at the moment what we need native flora for. So we need it for biotechnology, for all these rocks and orgs and stuff. Okay, so this is the whole alien life tree. It's all gated behind this flower. Moss. So this gives us a moss farm. Muddy sludge and carbon dioxide makes moss. Okay, so we've got a use for the muddy sludge there. Or we can feed it some stone as well. And we can get kerogen out of this. So this would be an energy source. Okay, so 3 moss would produce 1 kerogen. We can feed the moss with some muddy sludge and carbon dioxide. So this might be a replacement energy loop. And the seaweed one just makes seaweed. And we don't have anything we can currently do with seaweed. Petri dishes and fish, that's later on. But later on is not now. Okay, so we should think clearly about what it is we want to do. Do I want to do more research, or do I want to start building things? The thing is, things I can build currently, the glass works, etc., don't actually get me to a product that I can use. I'm thinking about this botanical nursery thing. Okay, so let's look at the recipes. Log. Okay, so where are we going? Log. Okay, so there is a recipe here to make logs, which needs tree seedlings. And we haven't got tree seedlings unlocked yet. And that's under wood processing. Okay, so maybe that's what we should have been working towards. We did have that queued up originally, didn't we? Wood processing is here. Okay, so that would require moss and steel processing. And moss is the one that I think gives us an energy loop. This is 22 research packs again. So maybe we should do moss and see if we can... so that's the first 2 moss packs. And then we're going to have a play around with moss and see if we can make a positive energy loop by using moss to make kerogen. I think this may be the way forward. If we can get into a position where we're net positive for energy, where we're not constantly, having this boiler half running and half not running, so we can actually run our machines consistently, that would be a big improvement over where we are currently. Okay, so let's put those in. That's just our first 2. Anyway, to do this, I require more copper. And other things, apparently. Ash, I need. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I have 15 remaining. That's ash again. 1. So 14 stone brick. 14 remaining. Let's put that in the lab. 13. And again, 12. Should I make more stone furnaces? To be honest, no, because I just don't need them, and it seemed a waste, and I've got into the habit of just not doing things because they could be wasteful. Is that 13 left? Okay, now this requires copper. So that's where I'm stuck. So I will be back to you when I have finished crafting all these using super fast speed game and other trickery. So I'll be back in a moment. I was not back in a moment. It turned out to be so much work and so much time that I actually ended up forgetting I was halfway through an episode, and I began recording episode 5. So please like, subscribe, tell your friends, and next time you can see how I continue. Bye bye.